Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great day so far and that you're doing well. For this video we'll be doing a quick unboxing of the Champion Class Rocket Raccoon model kit. This particular kit of Rocket is from the Blokees. I'm just going to say from Blokees. Specifically their Marvel line. And within the Marvel line, this particular representation of Rocket is actually from Marvel Rivals, which has been the running theme for the last probably 4 or so model kits within the Marvel line. Anyway, getting straight into it because there's a bit of plastic to go through. Front of the box with a nice shot of Rocket and doing Rocket things. He will actually be 208 pieces, surprisingly enough. So I may have had a quick gander, and his weapon alone is not going to be like 4 pieces. There's some actual work involved there, so I think Rocket will be a very entertaining build. So that's the front of the box there with Rocket. Quick shot of the runners in the background as well. Another nice artwork there of Rocket Raccoon. Very cool. I also like how his weapon is almost as tall as he is. Back of the box, so top left we have a basic complete assembly of Rocket as a model. On the other side of the box we have some images of, I'd imagine, some of his actual moves within the game. So Flying Ace, Bracket Combination Play, sounds like a really weird name for a move. It may not be the actual name of the move, could be something else. And a Bombard mode, not move. And it looks like he will have some degree of eye movement, somehow. I don't know how, but somehow. In terms of the actual inclusions, obviously it would be Rocket, his giant bazooka, a extra set of fists, some flame effects, and an actual weapon stand, which probably means that weapon is going to have some weight to it. So, that was the box. Time to look inside. And with everything out of the box, front of the manual, as we're getting used to seeing, so it's just a rehash of the front of the box itself. It will not have a Marvel Rivals logo. In fact, it will have more instructions. So, individual parts list and an actual parts list for the runners. Just realized it's actually not in alphabetical order. In fact, I actually can't tell what order it is. I thought it was color order, but red, black, blue, blue, brown, black, brown, black, brown, yeah. Whatever, I guess. Opening things up. Typical assembly that we're getting used to seeing with these blocky figures. The eyes will move somehow with a little key effect, I guess, which looks like he will probably have to split his head open, so I'm not sure how effective that's going to be. Surprisingly, the arms are actually on the right side. So this is actually the chest and backpack build. So the right and left backpack. Rocket's going to have a few steps involved. Not too bad. This probably explains why it's 208 pieces. So this is all pretty much for Rocket. Then going through the weapon actually does have a number of steps involved. So once again, it is not a simple case of slap 4 pieces together and you're done. It looks like there's definitely more than 4 pieces. And in fact, it's going right over to the other page as well. My goodness. And then there'll just be this bracket to actually hold the weapon. So I'm going to imagine Rocket will need some extra support for his weapon. It's not uncommon. There have been previous model kits that have had to do such a support. So that was the manual. What else do we have? We have 3 bags of loose parts. Starting with this large bag, which I dare say is probably most of his tail. Hooray, I guess. We have a second bag, which is a complete opposite of the first bag that we looked at, which has a bit more of an array of smaller parts. It's probably more for Rocket's main body. You can see some of these typical joint pieces and things like that, so it's always nice to see. And then lastly, there is one more bag of loose parts. So So it looks like this will be a mix and match of everything, although I suspect some of these will be his weapons, and yeah, just to be creepy, is the lower side of his face. Yeah, that's not creepy. But there you go. There are 3 bags of actual loose parts. As for the runners, well, before I get too carried away, the actual base for the stand, whatever, will come loose on its own, which is actually a very nice looking base, and then we will attach various parts to that. As for the runners, going through the runners, 2 A's, 1 and 2 in a, looks like a charcoal black of some description. We have 2 B's, 1 and 2. This looks like a dark silver gunmetal type color by the looks of things, probably for the weapons. So we have that. So we have those 2. We then have 2 C's, 1 and 2 going into a nice red, which probably doesn't show up very well maybe, but it does seem to have a bit of a pearlescent finish, which isn't the first time I've seen such an effect. I think I've seen it on Spider-Man and the Venom model kits, so it's actually nice that it's there. 2 D's still in a red. Once again, these pieces do have that interesting pearlescent look about them. There are no E's, but we do have 3 F's, 1, 2 and 3. Putting F3 down, so F1 and 2 will introduce some additional paint layers. So there's F1 with some dark grey painted on, and F2 with some of that bone khaki colour, which I suspect will be part of his face or body, at least somewhere on his body. And then F3 is very much just a pure brown through and through. So we have those 3 F runners. We have 2 G's still in brown, some large pieces there, and an interesting little Blokees key, which I believe was the actual mechanism by which to change Rocket's eyes. But once again, his head did have to be open for it, so I'm not sure how that will play out once you put it together. And then lastly, 2 H's, 1 and 2 in a nice solid blue. Once again, with a bit of a pearlescent finish on all of that as well. I will admit, I do like the pearlescent finish, and the way that these pieces cut out definitely isn't too bad. There's a little bit of marking on the plastic, but compared to, say, Gunpla, pearlescent Gunpla, I actually feel more comfortable with these pearlescent type of kits than I do pearlescent Gunpla. That's probably saying something. Anyway, story for another time. Thank you very much for watching this unboxing video for Champion Class Rocket Raccoon. Rocket will probably see the end of my current Blokees Marvel backlog for the time being. I think future releases looks like there is a Moon Knight, once again from Rivals. I think there's an Invisible Woman, once again from Rivals. Jeff the Shark, I think once again from Rivals. Well, of course. I've seen hints of an Ultron. Probably Rivals, we'll just put it out there. And then I have seen some teasers for another Spider-Man, but per the new movie. I think it's Brand New Day? I think? Yeah, so Marvel line is still definitely going quite strong. There's probably at least half a dozen releases in the upcoming month, so definitely be things to grab a hold of when the time comes. Moon Knight does look quite interesting. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. It's been long enough for this particular unboxing. So yes, if I haven't already said it, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it. Instagram and the YouTube community tab will have work in progress stuff. So with that being said, stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in a future video, which I'm sure I'm still going to be doing some Blokees content, there's no doubt about that, or something else on the channel. See ya.